Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in the last video, I had to get the car towed to the shop because I had an issue with the ignition wiring. So I got the car towed to a guy who's very good with these cars, but he's a great mechanic in general. So let's see what I was able to get done.
Págalo. Véndelo.
Big shout out and thanks to Rata to getting this car started, and Jose. The two of these guys worked really hard to get this car running. All those wiring issues are fixed. So one of the major issues I was having with this car was the amount of oil it was burning and crazy amount of smoke coming out the exhaust. So it was definitely an oil issue. And after, some review and looking at the motor up close, we saw that there was oil leaking out of the manifold and then a lot coming out of the headers. So we took the head apart and got all the seals changed.
Lucid, this be crazy!
So you remember that smoke issue I was telling you guys about? So this is looking even worse. I don't know what's happening. The mechanic and I are trying to figure it out. Is it the oil that's in the exhaust? Because the smoke just kept coming and coming and coming. I mean, it was blue smoke, light blue smoke. I'm like, this has to be oil. But how can it be worse than before? It makes no sense. So my mind is just like scratching my head, and I'm trying to understand, like, what did I do wrong? What did he do wrong? It was definitely a frustrating moment. But we come to realize, with all this smoke, that it has to be coming from the oil that was sitting in the manifold, sitting in the header, because we didn't wash it out. I didn't hot tank it like I probably should have, to at least burn off all that excess oil that was sitting, literally everywhere. Everywhere there was piping, anywhere they could travel, the oil was just sitting there. The car's not even smoking at all. easier now. My windows are sparked up. Oh, let's see if I can. I have my climate control hooked up right now. And the road is not even straight. Yeah, it's hard to see. It's hard to see stuff. Oh yeah, I missed this car. Oh man, I missed this car. Oh man, that feels good. Feels good. So the car felt amazing on the drive. So now it's time to see how it looks in the day. Start the car up. It's been running for 15, 20 minutes. Very to little no smoke, if any. I mean, on a car that has a straight pipe with no cats, no resonant, nothing, you're going to get a little bit of smoke. But I saw nothing compared to before. So now I want to check everything over and do a leak down test because the first one was horrible. So unbeknownst to me, when I was taking the car for a drive during the day, it was not going to boost. I thought because it was something wrong with the tune or some type of limp mode or something that was going on, preventing it from going into boost. It was actually something much more simple, which was the intercooler piping blew off the intercooler. So after my mechanic caught that mistake, because I completely missed it, we went for a drive. We were talking, going over everything that he did to the car. And we realized the car was still smoking. Not as bad as before, but it was still smoking. We drove the car, checked the oil, and after me driving for about a good 25 to 30 miles, came back, checked the oil again, and the oil level was already lower than before. I can't begin to describe how frustrated I was after waiting so many months, all the work that he did, all the back and forth to the shop, and I'm back at square one. And I realized my biggest mistake was when he called me and the motor was already out, he asked me, do I want him to go into the motor? And I said no for two reasons. One, I knew it cost me more money, like he said, more labor. But second, I had a spare motor. And for some reason, I said, well, if that doesn't work, I'll put it in the other motor, which is so stupid. Now, the reason why I'm so upset and frustrated at myself is because I had this spare motor the whole entire time. The funny thing is I had it before I even bought the car. That's the truth. Because I was planning to go V6 turbo anyway. I just happened to find a car that was for sale that had everything already done to it, so it would save me time and money. So at the time when the motor was taken out, my mechanic took out the 1MZ. I should have decided then either two things. Either I would rebuild the motor, take it completely apart, check the block and head, see exactly what's going on, or put in the swap. But I just don't know what I was thinking. I should have consulted somebody wiser than me, somebody with more experience. I don't know. I have no one to blame. No one to blame but myself. But this motor that's about to go into this car it's gonna be a monster. We here. Made it to the shop. Made it. Motor's out.